So I'm going to go ahead and get started because I want to honor you guys' time. If you miss anything, this will be available on replay. So have at it. Okay. So Clubhouse. Clubhouse is the hot news social media app that I know you're seeing a lot of people on. They're either talking about it. I've been talking about it a lot in my stories. So for many of you, Clubhouse is a social app where people can gather in rooms on particular topics. They have moderators, so moderators that control the conversation. Normally, you can host your own room with your own topic. You can have speakers on your stage, so it's almost like this audio event in all these different rooms that you can move in and out of based on whatever topic that you need help with. So there's different interest levels. So, like if you're interested in wellness, there will always be rooms available in wellness. There's entertainment for those that are in the music industry, where you can go in and out of rooms and hear tips and tricks and conversations on that industry. I do a lot on the marketing spectrum and entrepreneurship. So I can have rooms where I go in and out of where millionaires are talking about how to make millions. Grant Cardone is who I have followed faithfully for years. We'll talk about being a billionaire and what it takes to be a billionaire. So in Clubhouse, let's just say in particular, you decide to go in a room that interests you. There's a moderator that is holding that room, or they've started that room, and then they can move people up as speakers on that particular topic. And then when you enter, you're just listening. If you want to participate in the conversation, the cool thing is that you can raise your hand if they've enabled that feature, and now they can move you up to the stage for you to speak. But you have to pay attention to the moderator because they'll tell you how to navigate through that discussion. So they'll say, either they can bring you up as a moderator if they feel like you have the expertise to contribute to the conversation, or you can ask a question and it's very interactive for whatever the conversation is going on. So I've seen Clubhouse as a great networking tool where a lot of these major players in entrepreneurship, the business realm, multimillionaires, best-selling authors, the people that you see and that you admire every day are in these rooms, and you're literally getting to talk to them one-on-one. You're getting to interact with them one-on-one. Unless the room has thousands of people in it, then you're just there to listen, but you're getting a lot of tactical and amazing advice for free. Okay. So Tracy says, hey everyone, I'm new to Clubhouse. Thanks for this quick info session. Yes. So one of the things you need to know before I get into all the pros and cons and how you can leverage Clubhouse right now is that you have to have an Apple phone in order to be invited to get into Clubhouse. So you don't just go and download the app and get into Clubhouse. You have to have an invitation from someone already on the app. They have to have you as a contact in their phone, and then they can send you an invitation to get onto Clubhouse at that moment or at that point in time. Once you're in Clubhouse, you then get 5 invites, and you can send that out to whoever you want, but everybody and their mama just can't come into Clubhouse right now. So unfortunately for Android users, they're not able to come into Clubhouse because it's just in beta. So I've been in Clubhouse since November. Now I think they just said in the last couple of weeks, there's 1 million people on the app. So that's why I'm trying to do this session to tell you guys to get in there now before they open it up to everybody else, because there are people that are already consistently marketing themselves in Clubhouse. People who have already monetized. One girl says she had made $250,000 in 2 weeks. So, so Clubhouse is crazy. So I have only one invitation left. So if you're watching this and you do have an iPhone and you want to see what Clubhouse is all about, please leave me a comment and I will get you an invitation. Sometimes I can get a notification in Clubhouse that says so-and-so is interested in joining. Do you approve them? And I can click yes without giving up my invite and let you into the Clubhouse app. So with that being said, if I have one more invitation, it looks like Tracy has 3 more. Tasha's in Clubhouse because she's been super active. And you have an iPhone, go ahead and leave us a comment. That way, as a group, we can collectively let you in and we can network and do this thing together. So that's Clubhouse in a nutshell. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the pros that I've seen so far. I took 2 or 3 weeks just to navigate the platform. I didn't want to participate. I really just wanted to figure out from a marketing perspective the algorithm and how people can get the best out of it. So I just recently started participating on stages and seeing the benefits of that. Um, but in Clubhouse, once you're in, you are able to set your interest level. So if you're getting crap stuff on your feed, I say this all the time, and it's not just Clubhouse. This is any algorithm. This is Instagram. This is Facebook. It's based on the people you follow. It's based on who you have in your network. So if you know in particular you have your goal to go into Clubhouse, which everybody here should have a goal to host rooms because you should be speaking and promoting what it is that you do. You should be hosting a room within your interest spectrum, but then you should also be going into rooms where maybe there's something business wise that you need right now. Or maybe it could be on a personal level. Maybe it's something wellness wise that you want to follow these wellness gurus and they tell you how to live a better life or how to do things better during a pandemic. So you need to figure out what are your goals going into Clubhouse. And then once you're in Clubhouse, then execute on those goals. Because the issue is once you start following a bunch of people, they're going to feed you what those people also are following. So if you're following somebody there's a lot of crap rooms out there, guys. There's a lot of bad rooms where I think there was one where that was like a moan room, and I had a friend text me and said, "Oh, I had to start unfollowing a lot of people because they kept pushing the moan room to me on the explore page." So be very careful about who you follow because that's the content that they're going to deliver to you. Okay, so first things first, you get into Clubhouse. The first thing you're going to want to do is set up that bio. The bio we are finding is the number one thing that is connecting with people on several things. One, whether or not they want to follow you back. Okay, and I'll go into a little bit of a strategy perspective of why you want people to actually follow you, just like with any other platform, right? But your bio has to be lit. So if you're in Clubhouse right now, you can go to me at the Leah Frazier, and you can see how I've really dictated my bio to highlight. It's like my highlight reel, like what I tell you guys to do on LinkedIn. If you've won awards, you need to put it up there because right now it's like this race to see who can stand out more than the other. You don't want to lie, but you need to put more out there than I'm the CEO of Think 3 Media. It's really your highlight reel. If you put your elevator pitch, I help people who need this to see these type of results, and I've done it in such and such way. Then put your company out there, put any awards that you've won. For a lot of you guys, you've experienced a lot of major press and media. Put all of those places where you've recently got impressed, because right now you're needing to leverage your bio amongst everybody else that's in that room. You can get major followers on Clubhouse just by going in a room and listening. I've left rooms where I've gone and I'm like, oh, I have 20 new people following me. And it's just because probably they went on my bio and was like, I want to be connected with her. So you have to pay special attention to your bio. Obviously a great headshot, but they're so small on Clubhouse that it's like, just use one of your favorite professional pictures and you'll be fine. But we're really finding that bio is what's gaining people followers. One, is getting the attention of a lot of the heavy hitters in the room on whether they want to work with you outside of the app. And then also, whatever you're trying to gain from a business perspective. So for me, if I want people to go listen to the podcast or I want them to go to Think 3 Media, I've included those websites in my bio. I'm letting you know immediately, if you like what you see, here's how you can work with me. So I have like a thing that says, listen, PR yourself with leahfrazier.com. Underneath that, www.leahfrazier.com. Underneath that, www.think3media.com. If you have any offers, put that in there. Some of you guys are authors. You need to be putting the link to your book in your bio. Okay? So like for me, I'm like, free gift. Email me to receive your free gift. And I think it's one of my LinkedIn workshops or one of my PR yourself workshops. But that is now strategically, as I'm in these rooms and I'm getting whatever knowledge I need for the day, or I'm a speaker, that's maximizing people to move off Clubhouse and now work with me outside of the app. So you have to be very intentional about your bio. Let me go to the comments right quick. I have a couple. Keandra has a couple she can give away. Tracy has 2 that are pending. Tracy's going to host. So we'll talk about hosting a room and how to leverage that. Yes, Tasha, I can take a look at your bio. I know you sent me a text from Clubhouse from a couple of days ago. I got you, girl, today because I'm responding to all my Clubhouse stuff today. So text me so I can go into your bio today. Tracy, you need to revamp yours. Yes, you were just recently on NBC and some other places. I'm hoping that you have put that within your bio so people know that you're a badass PR rock star, okay? Keandra, this is what I've been doing, sitting back, researching, and develop a launch plan. Bio is next. This is awesome. Yes. Spend the time. I've revamped my bio 3 times. That's okay. As I'm in these rooms and I'm just figuring it out myself, again, I'm taking a bird's eye view. I'm not just trying to hop in there like everybody else and sell stuff. I almost cussed. I'm really trying to take a strategic approach to see what do I need out of this, but what can I offer? And then at the end of the day, look, it's business. Where is my audience that needs me? It's those 3 things. So figure that out and you're going to get the most out of this app. Tracy, I need to create an offer to have an offer, but my roster is full. What to do? Your offer could just be as basic as moving those people onto your email list. So if you have just a landing page, maybe I'll do another live for you guys to show you some really great landing pages where it's like, your offer could be like 5 steps to maximize PR in 2021. But they have to give you their email address before they get those 5 tips. That's not really adding them onto your roster. That's adding them into your funnel. So that in the event they want to work with you in the future, now you have their email address. Just don't go in and out of these Clubhouse rooms and not get anything for it. Okay. Girl, no, but I need to add it. Okay. So let me continue. You're going to want to work on your bio. Let's talk about followers. Okay. Only follow those people who are giving valuable content. And then again, the way the algorithm is set up, if you're following your friends, I'm not following a lot of my friends back. I'm sorry. I said it. Somebody's going to get pissed at me, but I don't care because I've gone into Clubhouse with very strategic goals and outcomes that I want to see. So if they're in an industry that right now I don't really care about, I don't want Clubhouse pushing those rooms to me. I only want to see the rooms in my area of expertise, and I only want to see the rooms where this is what I need for my business for 2021. I'm being very linear and I'm being very strategic as to how I want to use this app. So you don't feel pressure to follow all of your friends. Follow the people who are giving you value, or maybe they're in the same interest level and you want Clubhouse to push you those rooms that align with people who align with you. This is not a I'm gonna make friends app. This is a business and I'm trying to leverage this for my personal professional growth, but also to PR my business. Okay. So that's what you're going to want to do. Follow those people where you're going to get value and you're going to know them right away. All right. But for you to get followers, yes, it's very intentional for you to get followers, because when you decide, okay, I'm ready to host a room, you kind of need people to know you're hosting a room, right? So what Clubhouse does is when you're entering rooms and if people have enabled their push notifications, Clubhouse is pinging me all day. Look, I just got one while we're on this live, and it'll tell me Tracy just entered such and such room. And I look at the topic to see, like, am I interested in hearing about that? I've left Clubhouse as background noise, and I'll be in a room for 4 hours on marketing and I'm still working at the same time, but I'm getting very valuable advice. But it's because I got pinged. This ping is telling me that my friend Sonia is in a room talking about unstoppable entrepreneurs. It just went out. Mine's in a mindset shift to triumph over whatever, 2020 or 2021, whatever it is. At that point in time, I get to decide, like, do I want to go into that room? But the only way people are going to know whether you're hosting a room, whether you're talking on a stage, whether they want to follow you, is that you have to build that follower base so that they can start getting these notifications. Okay. One of the great ways to build a follower base is just to go in and out of these rooms. Again, you're going to get followers if your bio is amazing. And the more people that are hosting rooms, now follow me on this, it's going to sound like really crazy. The more people that are hosting and speaking that follow you, it's this tier system in Clubhouse where I next time I'll do a shared screen. But when you first go into a room, you're going to see the moderators and the speakers on top. The second level will be an area for profiles of people who the speakers follow. You want to be in that box. And then the box under that, or the profiles that fall under that, are just people who are in the room listening. Depending on the size of the room, no one has time to click on all the profiles and figure out if they want to follow you or not. So the larger the room, most people are only clicking to follow the moderators and the speakers, and then the people that the speakers follow, because again, they're trying to set that algorithm up to say, if Leah follows Tasha and Volta and Tracy, and Leah gives this amazing content, I'm assuming that those speakers that she follows does the same thing, and then you're going to grow your follower base like that. So you grow followers just by participating in these rooms. You don't have to speak. So a lot of you guys who are just starting your speaking journey, or maybe you're a little bit nervous, like I'm not ready to host a room, I'm not ready to speak on a panel, you can gain followers by having an amazing bio and just by sitting in these rooms. And if the speakers are following you back and you're in that second tier, you can get followers just by being a person that the speakers follow. Okay. So for instance, my friend Dr. Sonia Stribling is like super popular. And so I go into a lot of her rooms just by virtue of just being authentic and loving the advice that she gives. But anytime she's a heavy hitter speaker. Anytime I'm in the rooms that Dr. Sonia is speaking, it automatically places me in that second tier. And when she's done, after I leave, I've gained anywhere between 20 to 50 followers, and I haven't said a word. So now when Leah wants to go host a room for Clubhouse, every single one of those people are now going to get a notification to come learn about PR. I think somebody told me to do one on podcasting. I've done nothing. I did not open my mouth. I just strategically made sure I was going to be in that second tier. And again, I'm being authentic. I'm only really going in the rooms where I want to learn something. I'm not just following my big guru friends to gain followers on Clubhouse like I'm seeing a lot of people do. I'm being very intentional. Tasha wants to set up a landing page class. Yes, text me that and I will do that next week for you guys. I'll show you guys an awesome system called, actually there's several, Lead Pages and Kajabi. They're amazing. Volta, I just reserved my name on it. Had to do it on my iPad because there's no Android version yet, but I'm committed. So brilliant. Yes, it's amazing. Okay, so let's move on. Y'all know I can talk all day. All right, work on the bio. Be very careful about who you follow and who follow you back. Now, in your bio, this is how you're going to gain followers. You want to gain followers in Clubhouse, but again, we're thinking we want to move them off the app. You have to link your Twitter or Instagram profiles in your bio. You got to link them, because what people are doing is, let's just say you're invited on a stage. Let's say I host a room and I bring Tasha up as a speaker to ask a question, or I bring her up to be an additional moderator in my room. I'm holding this panel session. People are going into your bios and they're just reading the information as they're listening to the conversation that's going on. And then within Clubhouse, while you can't directly click on somebody's URL and go to their website, you can click on the icon to go to their Twitter account. It lets you link Twitter and it lets you link Instagram. So I have literally left rooms just by listening. This is not, I'm gonna get to me speaking, but just by me listening. And I've gone onto Instagram and I've had all of these Instagram follows that have come over from Clubhouse because they've clicked the icon in my bio. So you have to focus so much attention on your bio. I cannot say that enough. And then again, people will read my bio and they'll shoot me a DM and say, I think I want to work with you, or I need to know more, blah, blah, blah. This is navigating people off of that platform, but it's an amazing way to gain Instagram followers. I can't even begin to describe to you. I probably have had an uptick in the last week. I think I've gained like 100 followers on Instagram just from Clubhouse alone. And probably in my DMs, let's just say 10 to 15 maybe. But out of those 10 to 15, very serious people that want what I do. And then others I've just, again, navigated by giving them a free gift so that at least they're on my email list. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. So the next pro, okay, we talked about your bio, how to get followers, blah, blah, blah. Now that's larger rooms. Smaller rooms is amazing because it doesn't really matter what tier level you're in. People can see who's just listening, people can see who's followed by the speakers, and people can see the moderators. So if you're in a room, I would say 20 or less people, what normally ends up happening in Clubhouse is everybody starts following each other. But again, you're smarter than that. You're only going to follow the people that lead you to your end goal, that align with your brand, or either going to give you value into something that you want to know. But let me tell you guys this, just like I told you guys with LinkedIn. When LinkedIn was popping and nobody could figure out the algorithm, and I did, there was only 360 million users, I believe, on LinkedIn at the time, I think. 360 million profiles. But only 1 million people out of 360 million people that were pushing content into LinkedIn consistently. Those were the people that were winning. Those were the people that were getting the video views. They were seeing virality. Oh, this video had reached 10,000, myself included, 32,000, 20,000, because they were the people that got in and started utilizing it to their advantage, whether they were afraid or not, before people caught on. And so it's the same thing with Clubhouse right now. Only 1 million people in this app. There's like hundreds of millions that are on all the other apps, and this doesn't even include our Android users. So if you can go in there right now, figure this out. This is what everybody's talking about. Grow your follower base. Start hosting rooms and growing followers who want to come in and hear what you say. Move them off the platform to follow you offline. Have whatever funnel, email marketing list set up, program that you want to sell, book that you want to sell. Start utilizing that now before Clubhouse gets out of beta and everybody and their mama's on the app, and it's going to be too hard to grow a following because there's going to be too many people in there trying to be the expert. Okay. So that being said, start to be strategic. Now, don't be in Clubhouse all day and you got other shit to do. I've seen people in rooms that are like, oh, this room's been going for 24 hours. Clearly you don't have anything to do. But you can be like me. I'll enter a room and have it as background noise. And I'm still getting tips on, what I need for marketing, what I need for PR, what I need as an entrepreneur. But you will get sucked into the Clubhouse tunnel. So just be very wary of that some of these rooms can go on for 2, 4, 6 hours. So don't become a Clubhouse addict. That is a thing. Okay. So we talked about how you're going to gain followers. All right. Here's my pros. I'm going to go through my pros, my cons, and then strategy, and then we're out of here. Pros. Number 1, this is global networking. I can't begin to tell you guys, like, there's people that I have followed for years. I mean, you even have like Tiffany Haddish on Clubhouse that will be in a room. There was one with the rapper The Game the other night where it's just cool. It's almost like being on a 3-way or a 1,000-way conversation with all your friends, and they're all talking and giving their advice or tips on a particular topic. Again, I follow Grant Cardone, so it's been crazy that this billionaire is on Clubhouse every day giving away all of his tips, talking about his new show. You're able to raise your hand and possibly go on stage with him to tell him how much you love his new show. What other app or what other platform would you be able to do that? I'll wait. I will wait. I'll wait. Just imagine, like, if Oprah were in a room and you wanted to tell her how much you loved to own a show, so you raised your hand, they brought you to the stage, and you're talking to Oprah like you're talking to her on the phone. That is Clubhouse. That is Clubhouse. There's been influencers that I follow, rappers that host rooms, and again, all you have to do, raise your hand, they decide whether they want to bring you up, and you're able to ask them a question. There's no other app that does that, and that's why this is so revolutionary. And it's not just business coaches and consultants. I've seen a lot of articles that say that that's who's on that. That's not true. There's people on there that just want to talk relationships, like being single, or do women always have attitudes? Why do women always think they have to be right? And I've been in some of those rooms because it's been very entertaining to have like a rapper like The Game, or there's a Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked that will come in the room and they give their opinions. And it's like you're just having this cross-cultural conversation. So it could be used personally and professionally, but there is no other app that does that. So the pros is definitely global networking. What I will say, just being in PR is, and I'm going to cuss, and I'm so sorry for all my Christian people, but have your shit together. Because if you're going to network on that scale, and you just never know who's going to hear you, or who's who's going to connect with what you do. So my friend Dr. Sonia Stribling, I could just enter a room I do like it real sneaky, like she brings me on the stage every single time. So I always have to be ready to go, but ready to go to me is making sure my bio is crisp, making sure, knowing that these people, as I'm speaking, are like stalking me. They're going into my DMs, they're going to my website, making sure all the links work, making sure my offer works, making sure my lead page works. So have it together, just knowing that I was in a room the other night with Grant Cardone, and he was giving out his email address to his assistant and to people on his team because people wanted to work with him. And it was not fluff. It wasn't the info at admin at. It was legitimately like real people's email addresses and phone numbers. And he actually came back the next night and said he hired somebody to be on his team from Clubhouse. So it's real deal networking like you've never seen before. Shirley says, Volta says, I want to talk about art. So if you want to talk about art, Volta, my suggestion would be to go in and find that interest level and then start finding people you can collaborate with to co-host rooms. And when you build your follower base up, start hosting your own rooms and host it not just to promote yourself, but issues that you're seeing in the art industry. So it could just be a global conversation of like, how are you guys navigating through COVID-19? Like, or how are you doing e-commerce or virtually selling or maximizing your platform or monetization strategy in 2021? You could do any of that, but knowing that now you're connected to other artists or other people who want to have that conversation. I saw a group of musicians the other night light up this distribution company that is like global, and they had this conversation about problems they were having, and now the distribution CEO or founder of this company is now going to meet with the 3 moderators that hosted this room for change. So I'm just seeing stuff where I'm like, oh, I'm blown away. Shirley says, I love it, but is Clubhouse only for iPhone users at this time? Yes, it is. Volta, yes, I'm on Android and I cannot wait. Thank you so much for that tip. Yeah, so global networking on a whole nother scale. It's not like LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you connect, but this is you actually get to talk to the person. You know what I mean? Like crazy. Let me see. Major leaders on there. I already talked about that. 2, on Clubhouse right now, again, not that many users on there. It seems like it, but it's not in comparison to other social media platforms. So for you guys, I want you guys to go in there and start hosting your own rooms. I don't care if you host a room and it's just you and one other person that dips into that room. You have to get into the momentum of hosting rooms, gaining followers, contributing to conversation. So if you're not comfortable hosting your own room, go into a room and just listen. And if you have something to contribute based off your expertise or you have a question, start hopping into these conversations because you're going to want to get into the groove before they open it up to everybody else. And then you're like, dang, I really wish I would have started hosting rooms or committed to hosting one room per week on my designated area of topic. Okay, so do it now. Create your own table is the note I have to myself. But if you're afraid, here's what me and some other folks are doing. I'm co-hosting a LinkedIn room with a girl named Judy Fox, which is crazy. Again, I'm telling you, I've been following Judy for years. Judy is a LinkedIn beast. She has the weigh-in to the CEO and the editor, and she heard me speak on a stage, co-signing on how great LinkedIn was, and she said, hey, she reached out. Well, first thing she did was go to my bio. She started following me on Instagram. She DM'd me on Instagram and said, let's co-host a room together. And I was like, heck yeah. Then she sent me an email and she's going to come on my podcast and it's just about to be lit. But again, this is the person with the direct line to the CEO of LinkedIn who's going to now come in and tell my followers about here's how the algorithm works. Here's what's to post, what not to post. So even if I didn't want to host a room by myself, I found somebody else with a following. We host it together, and now it brings all of our people together, and I don't have to feel like I have to host this thing by myself and nobody's going to come in. So start working with each other to co-host rooms, and then you can branch out on your own, doing your own subject matter. But I'm just saying you got to push through that fear and be consistent. So I'm going to be hosting my first room in PR probably tomorrow and co-hosting one on LinkedIn with Judy this week. It's about to be lit. And then I enter other rooms where people bring me on stage like, oh, Leah's in here. Let me bring Leah up to the stage. And then they'll make me a moderator. And now I'm able to answer other people's questions based off my subject matter and gain followers like that. So Shirley says, I've witnessed the platform via Valencia. She's amazing. And for what I can tell, she enjoys the app, connections, and networking. So I say, if you have your shit together, try it. Awesome. Yeah. And even if you don't have your shit together, just have a little something in that bio that says, like, you ain't faking it, you know? Tasha says, Clubhouse will encourage and motivate you, but your stuff has definitely got to be together. And Clubhouse will encourage you quickly to get your stuff together. Yeah. So let me go to that. I talked about social media growth. I'm gonna come back on the pro of monetization because people are already out here killing it. Okay, they're set for 2021. Let me go to that first con. So when we talk about having your stuff together, it's not necessarily, don't feel like you have to be like everybody else with these long bios and Leah, I don't really have this on my website. I don't have a sales funnel. It's fine. You don't. Maybe the only thing you get out of Clubhouse is for people to come off the platform and now follow you on Instagram. That's a win because you never would have known these people from all over the world at any other point in time. Okay? So don't feel like getting your shit together means like, okay, I can't interact until I have this, and that. Like, no, get rid of that. I'm just saying there's people in Clubhouse. One of the cons that we're seeing right now is there's a bunch of scammers. So the big thing right now is all of the millionaire rooms. Here's how to make $1 million. Here's how to get 6 figures. Here's how to leave your full-time job and become a full-time entrepreneur. Here's how I did it, and you could do it in 2 weeks. Like, there's a lot of scamming rooms right now with people who are claiming to be millionaires, and they're finding out offline that neither have they made $1 million, and people are buying their programs, and they're saying, I just bought her ebook, and her ebook is crap. I just bought her program, and her program is crap. So just like I would say, in person to you guys, just vet folks. Like one of the billionaires, there was like a billionaire room, and he said he wanted to give these real estate opportunities to all the real estate people that were saying, oh, I just did all these investment properties, or I did 20 sales over here. And he says, I literally set up calls with all 10 people who reached out, and all 10 were full of shit. All 10 lied. So when we say have it together, it's just like, don't feel like when you're in these rooms that you have to boast more than what it is that you offer. Just be yourself. In your bio, stay true to what you've delivered or what you can deliver, and everything is going to pay off for you. You're going to just see a lot of people in there that are just straight up lying. Don't buy stuff from people and you don't know them. Okay. Really do your due diligence and your research. If you do connect with folks, ask them for case studies just to make sure that what they're saying is true, because anybody can set up a Clubhouse profile. I compare it to catfishing. They could put my picture up there and say that they're me. And now you're connecting with them and you're like, I don't know if this is her or not. So beware of catfish. But as soon as they come offline and they're speaking, 9 times out of 10, you will know it's them. So when I went into the first one with Grant Cardone, I didn't immediately follow because I wanted to make sure it was him. The moment he came off mute, I knew it was Grant because he's crazy. I was like, boop, follow. When I was in the room with the game, I'm in love with the game and all of his thugness. As soon as he came off mute, I knew that was his profile. Boop, I followed him. You know what I'm saying? So just beware of people that are claiming to be influencers and celebrities, and there's just a lot of scammers. So be aware that that is the largest con that I see right now. But I feel like the pros definitely outweigh the cons. If you're following that following strategy I gave you before, only follow the people you're really getting that true value from. You're going to their profiles, they're real people. Once you start going down the rabbit hole of going into the I can make you a millionaire room, or here's how you build 7 figures in 8 days, then you're going to get pushed a lot of scamming content. So beware that you're in the early stages, you're building an algorithm to push you the interest that you desire. And a lot of these people on here are fake. They're setting up fake profiles and fake businesses and taking people's money. Okay, Tasha says, be your genuine self. Absolutely. Don't try to be anything that you're not. Tracy says, I was in a room that was asking for money to the host millionaire's company, which he later said was a nonprofit. I stayed to listen because Grant was in the room as a mod, but that was a little off-putting at first. Yes, there are people that are asking speakers to pay money to be on their stages. Now, I can see that being off-putting to some people, but in real life, there's podcasts that want you to pay $3,500 if it's by the top marketer in the world, and you're going to gain something from what they have to say, that make you pay. There's pay to play speaking conferences. So it's the same level. I just think right now, because Clubhouse is so new, it's a social media app, that it's very off putting to people to see these things. I've seen tarot card reading one. Somebody texted me yesterday and said, "Girl, there's a psychic out here charging people for readings and they're paying her." And the readings are in front of everybody in the room. And there was a room that somebody pinged me on, and she told the person that a family member was going to die. Like, it was insane. So don't do Clubhouse like that. But we're all smart, intelligent people here. Sometimes I'm in there for entertainment. When they were calling out the scammers, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm petty. I was in that room. I was in that room. It's background noise. It was better than reality TV. It was awesome. But you don't, if you're scamming, they're going to call you out. Let's put it so, just be your genuine, authentic self. Okay. Thank you, Sherelle, for tuning in. Great information. And hey, everybody's okay. I get excited. All right, so let's go back. So just beware. The first con is just the scamming. Just beware of how you're setting up your algorithm. Let's go back and talk about the monetization strategy. Now, the way people are monetizing off this app is that, again, they have all of their funnels and things like that together. So a lot of you guys are authors. A lot of you guys have ebooks, you have opt-in offers, you have all of that. So first things first is, once you have your bio set up, making sure that you have that free gift or that offer or whatever you're offering ready to go, because you know once you either host the room or you speak on stage, that you're going to tell them what you're giving away, and you're ready to send these new users and followers down your funnel. Okay. But you have to have it together. So what I've seen a lot of the business coaches and consultants doing is, they're launching a lot of their challenges and saying, hey, like my friend Dr. Sonia Stribling is having a Coach to Millions challenge. I believe it started today. So she was on Clubhouse every day promoting that through her hosted rooms. She co-hosted one with me. And so as she's giving away these nuggets, she's letting them know, look, you guys, I'm starting my Coach to Millions challenge in a couple days. And then she told them how to get there, but it was also in her bio. And most people are sending people offline as they're talking and giving away information. They're sending them to Instagram, and then you're having the sign up link or whatever it is in your Instagram bio so that they can connect with you and boom, pay for whatever it is that you're offering. But it's just like anything else we talk about. The way people are working with you is because you're giving them value. So the same thing in Clubhouse. Host rooms, give value, 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 and then lead them down whatever your funnel ends up being offline, whether that's sign up for my 10 tips to X, Y, and Z, or sign up for my free webinar that you know at the end of the day is probably going to lead into a paid course or a paid book or a bundle or something like that. So folks are monetizing on that because they're going into Clubhouse every single day and they're re-pushing the same things in these rooms. And let's just say you have 100 people in one room and 50 people convert. That's 50 new people to your email list. And then maybe 20 people sign up for your course or sign up to buy something from you. If you're doing that every single day, you're going to make some bread, especially if you have a high ticket offer. Okay. And so there's been people that I've seen that said they've made $250,000 in a couple of weeks. There's myself included. Not the 250. Are we saying something, God? But for myself included, I've gained several hundred followers on Instagram and have also added a ton of people to my email list because I've taken them offline now and I'm taking them into whatever free gift I have to offer. I do have a PR Yourself pitch challenge that will be kicking off in the next week. And so that will be my focus. Like you see a lot of the business coaches and consultants building their rooms around whatever it is that they're pushing. But a con to that is that you don't want to get so focused on pushing your product or selling that you really just, sometimes you just need to be in a room and just give. You know, if you hear people struggling, I was in one the other day where they were trying to set up a fashion boutique, and these were people that just had these really big dreams. And I'm like, if I know the key to that, I don't mind coming on stage and telling you, hey, you need to have this, 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 and this legally done before you can even get to X, Y, and Z. Don't listen to their advice because it's crap. I can do that and not have to say, well, I'm not going to tell her unless she gets on my email list, or I'm not going to tell her unless she buys my course. Like, there's a lot of speakers out there that are doing that, and I just think they're doing themselves a disservice. The beauty about Clubhouse is there is an opportunity for you to give knowledge, but knowing whatever you give comes back to you. Okay, so we talked a little bit about monetization. Just have your shit together. Cons, we talked about the riffraff. Right now, again, it's in beta, so I'm sorry for all the Android users. I don't know when it's gonna open up to you. I think the last thing I heard was June. And so for all you iPhone users, you have from now until June to get in there and rock this puppy. Okay, everybody needs to be speaking. The beauty about this is that, like, you guys have to see my face today, they don't have to see your face on Clubhouse. All they want to hear is audio. Audio, audio, audio. Some of you guys can speak until you blue in the face. You don't have to get dressed up. You don't have to get hair and makeup done. You can make money looking toe up. I love it. You can gain followers without being cute. If you gain the quarantine 15, 20, I stopped using, I stopped counting at this point. It's all audio, so you're speaking value from what you know, and that's it. You're not being judged by what you look like. It's really about what you bring to the table, and that's what I love about the app. So if you're shy and you're like, I don't want to speak, I don't want to be a speaker, act like you're talking on the phone to your girlfriend. That's all it is. Okay. The Clubhouse fights are real. They are. I'm petty. Sometimes I tune in. Entertainment value on Clubhouse is high, says Valencia. Thanks for the helpful tips. And Shirley says, great information. Love your energy, synergy, and style. Thank you. I'm just excited because it's amazing. I think I have a call in 15 minutes, but let me go ahead and get through this. And I told you to be careful who you follow. Now, number 5, again, I just got all out of order. After my pros and cons, you guys have heard all my cons. 5, just have everything ready to go if you know you're strategically entering these rooms because you're wanting to gain advice for people to follow you and then know who it is or what you do. So for example, I put in PR Yourself, this group, about a new link in bio called Socia Tap. SOCIA space tap. I learned that on Clubhouse. All the speakers were using it. That night, I went and updated Socia Tap. But I updated it with the links that I wanted people in these rooms to click on once I got them off the app. So the 4 links I think I have in there right now is the stuff that normally I would send in an email or whatever. And now I can say, hey, connect with me, send me a DM on Instagram, or go to the link in my bio and it'll tell you everything that you need to know. That's what I mean as being prepared. It could be as simple as that. Make sure your link in your bio on Instagram is the way to go because that's the number one way people are connecting off of Clubhouse is through Instagram, DMs, or the link in bio. Okay. You're so welcome, Tanya. I'm about to wrap up. We talked about have a great bio. Be ready to speak. So if you come in my room and I know you can add value to the conversation, I can send you a notification that says that I'm requesting for you to be a speaker on my stage. You have to accept, but still just know that if you're really trying to push yourself and get out there and talk about the things that you want to know, let's just say I'm doing a room on video marketing and Valencia enters the room. I can see that on my phone as a moderator and I can send her a request to come to the stage and speak. But on Valencia's end, that's getting over the nerves and just being prepared to say what she knows about being a video host and being in media and doing video marketing. So be prepared to speak on any of those topics where you feel like you have something to add to the conversation because they could bring you up on stage at any point in time, but you also can decline it. You don't have to say yes. But there's more value in actually going up and speaking about what you know than like not. And I want to say, 4, collaboration. I'm all out of order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who knows what number? It's all on Post-its for y'all. Collaborations are key. So if you're afraid to host a room, definitely link up with other people and co-host a room together. Get together on what time, what the topic is going to be, and just rock it out. Okay, don't be afraid. So like I said, I'm collaborating with Judy on LinkedIn, going to collaborate with some other media people on PR, and we're going to do this thing together. But we're also going to have our shit together on the back end so that we're all capitalizing on this, okay? 5, after this, don't feel so pressure to host rooms and to just be out there publicly because that's what you see everybody else doing. 90% of the value that I've gotten off of Clubhouse is just me going into these rooms and listening to people who know more than me. Like I said, I knew nothing about Sociotap. There was another coaching platform I had no idea about. There was a great room on virtual events and how to rock these virtual events with these ladies in Cali who that's their entire business. And it 4 hours straight. Now I went in there 4 hours, but 4 hours straight of them just giving information for people to succeed. If you're trying to do a virtual event, they told you how to set it up, how to navigate your audience, how to get the most out of it, how to price it. So 90% of the time, you're going to get more out of just going in these rooms and listening than having to be the rock star. And that's a lot of the cons that a lot of us are seeing is that there's some people that feel like they don't want to go in other people's rooms because I know more than them and I should always host. I'm not going in a room unless they make me a moderator. I'm not going in so-and-so's room because they didn't ask me to be a speaker. And you're totally missing the point. Many of these people would charge you. Many of these people we wouldn't even be able to get a consultation with to even be in the same room, the same virtual room as them. Let that sink in. Take advantage. Don't go in the Clubhouse with the social media influencer ego. I hate that shit. Like, we all can learn from somebody. And when I learn stuff, 9 times out of 10, I'm giving it to you guys. I'm like, ooh, I didn't know about Sociotap. This is lit. And I immediately put it into the group. So everybody needs to have the same mindset, okay? And then I want you to just go for it and stay consistent. Shout out to Kiana McDaniel with the House of Deshay, who I was talking about Clubhouse. And now she's in there every day bugging me. I'm getting pings. So if you're in a room and it's a hot room and you know it's something that one of your business cohorts or like peers would be interested in, you do have the opportunity. If they have to follow you, you have the opportunity to send them a message and say, ping. You can ping them. And sometimes I'll ping a friend of mine and I'll text them and say, you want to get in this room. Either there's some petty hot shit going on, or we were just talking about this the other day and now they're telling you how to do it. Get in this room and get in there right now. You do have the opportunity to invite people into the room, and I love that. And then stay consistent. So Lizette says, what is the best time to get on Clubhouse? Honestly, I don't think there's a clear-cut answer. Obviously at night it's popping, but there's so many great sessions during the day that I feel like doesn't have a lot of the riffraff, that I'm in there at 2 o'clock. I'm in there at 4 o'clock. I'm in there at 8 o'clock. I'm in there in my car if I'm going to Starbucks to get a coffee or whatever. So on the weekends, it's a little bit quiet, but I would say there's not really a clear-cut time. In the evenings, there's a ton of rooms to get involved in. So it really just depends on you. Just kind of go in and out. Again, when you start following people, you will get notifications of what rooms they're in. And then now there's the option for you to pre-schedule a room that you're going to host. And the people that follow you will get a notification that on Sunday, Leah plans to host blah, 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 blah. So now they know ahead of time that on Sunday, I'm going to have a PR room talking about PR trends for 2021 as an example. So there's Tasha. Sherelle says, we are not the experts on everything. My iPad's going in the shop. So that's all I have on the Clubhouse dish, y'all. As I learn more, I will be back. But I did this especially for this PR Yourself group. I did not want to do it on my Facebook Live. I will be either this week or next week doing a roundtable with other women leaders who are in Clubhouse who are killing it. And I have one on my panel who hates it. So we're going to do that on my Facebook page, open to everybody. But this particular video I wanted to do with you guys first, only because it's what I've learned, what I've observed, how I've benefited off the platform. And I only had one invite left. So if anybody needed that, I wanted to open it up to you guys first before I did it publicly. So connect with each other on the app. If somebody wants to start a post in this group and y'all start putting y'all's handles and start following each other, do that. Co-host rooms together. And really work on those goals for 2021. Like, what do you want to get out of this year? And then weave Clubhouse and all of the greatness that's going on within that app. There's some riffraff, but all the greatness into your goals, because it's going to be lit. And these people are from all over the world. I pulled, as an example, I pulled my PR Yourself with Leah Frazier podcast results from the production company I use. We pulled it last week, and I had listeners from all over the world. And I know for a fact it came from Clubhouse. I was like, oh, we got South Africa. We had like, I think it was like Russia. It was like all these different places. And I'm just like, I already know because it's in my bio. And I'm telling people, oh, I give tips like this all when I'm on stage. I give tips like this all the time on my podcast. PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. Da 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 da. The moderators are hyping it up. So it's just like a fest for everybody to win. Okay. Tasha says there are a lot of beauty clubs. I'm a member of one. Would you like an invite? Yeah. So y'all continue this networking offline. I love all of you guys. I'm gonna be doing more of these lives here. Fill out the survey if you haven't. Letting me know what you need for this year. Funnels are gonna be huge because digitally you have to have everything together. And so I think I'm going to do something on sales funnels and the best platforms that I've seen, landing pages and things like that, so that you guys can really capitalize on your audiences, knowing that we're in this pandemic for a little bit longer. I'm sorry. Okay. This was awesome. Love the tips. We need this for the first day of Clubhouse. I know. But send me those messages, Tasha. I'll get you taken care of today. Obviously, you guys can follow me. I will follow you back. Don't be offended if you don't get those follow backs. That's only because the people don't really want to follow you in whatever content area that you're in. It's nothing personal. It's just business. All of that. And if you don't have any further questions, any questions before I close? Thank you. We need this ASAP. Y'all need the funnels one ASAP. Maybe I'll do that one before some of the other ones. So stay tuned. All right, no further questions. Well, y'all go ahead and be great. Try out Clubhouse. Let me know what you think. Update those profiles with Socia Tap. That is one of the posts in the group from last week. And I will talk to you later. So bye, y'all. Thanks, Valencia. I need to follow you. So I'm going to follow you as soon as I get off. All right.